You're tuned in to a GrownFolks production.
In the mix.
With the commish, Nate.
Hey now, welcome in to GrownFolks Live. It has been quite some time since we've been able to do one, but happy Friday, everybody. I see Pootie T is here. He done got himself put in timeout. You can't put those all caps, man. The moderator will kill it. Does not like all caps. Does not like links, I don't think. Can I do back-to-back-to-back messages? I guess I need to do some adjusting on the all cap situation, but people don't really like that. Man, happy Friday, everybody. We want to bring these back every Friday. I know Pootie T and I do a ton of chatting just about the community as a whole and how do we really start to connect the community as a whole, not be in these individual buckets of PUBG or Madden or whatever league that you're here to play in. And so this is going to be one of those ways. And hopefully, as you can see on all the B-roll that happens before we get going here, my guy Pootie's usually here with me. Hopefully we can start finding some Fridays where he doesn't have to work, 19,000 hours and he can come and join me. My Fridays have also been terribly full during the summer. It's our super busy time. So anyway, we're going to try to come back on Fridays. Madden's right around the corner. All kinds of things that we can talk about today. This is really just trying to get back in the groove of doing the Friday shows. We're going to talk a little NCAA today. There's like some weird news out there. I've got my own kind of feelings. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about the NCAA game. We got Madden 24. The beta is back open again. Seems like they've made a couple of small adjustments. I'm going to just give my overall thoughts about what I think about Madden 24 and what we may have to look forward to as we move into the new Madden cycle. And then I just want to talk a little just shooters in general. We have our probably second biggest group, maybe biggest group if you kind of look overall activity, is our PUBG group. That game's, God, I don't know. It's going to be pushing 10, 12 years old. I don't know. That game's got to be pushing old. I think it's like 7 years on console, something like that. We've been playing that game for a really long time, and so where are all the shooters? Where are the good games? We got super hyped about Warzone. It just kind of flopped. We got super hyped about Battlefield. Also, complete flop. We keep getting hyped about these games, and people keep having to go back to Fortnite, the few ones that will just stay kind of dedicated to Warzone, still play that. We're still playing PUBG. Heck, I'm sure if H1Z1 still had a game that they would still be playing those back to back. So let's get over here. Let's talk some NCAA. You're not here to hear me yap left and right. We're going to talk some NCAA news. This is coming from Deadspin. There's some weird stuff. And this is what, when I heard that the NCAA game was coming back, it was like, how do you overcome what made it go away in the first place? And it's just this idea of it's massive, and the amount of players, the player pool is so large. And now that players are getting paid for NIL, we've got this weird relationship between the university and the players. And so even if the game went back to where it used to be, where it was just numbers and no names, you still want to get the colleges in there. And now we've got players who are going to be arguing with the colleges who are getting paid for this game. This is just going to be ugly, and I hope that some way, somehow they can get over this, but I don't know that they can get over this. But Deadspin is talking about the new game, and there was a lawsuit that I think did get thrown out pretty quickly. It's just a kind of a frivolous thing, but there's a $5 million pool. At least reports have it as high as a $5 million pool, which comes out to just $500 a player. And I just think that some of these players are going to demand more. How do you break that up evenly? There is no, college version of the NFL PA, but they kind of talk about the different obstacles that are going to be in the way for NCAA. So I want to know what you think. Do you think that this game can make it back? Because as the days progress and as we get further and further, I want to say the release has been punted at least 2 different times, which if it were for game development, I think would be a very good thing. We've seen 2K do that. Excuse me, they delayed their game, I think, 2 different times. Let's get a little music in here. They delayed their game 2 different times for WWE, ended up putting out a much better product. I think we all agree that if games would just delay it to an every other year cycle, NFL is never going to allow that. I don't know if the NCAA would ever allow that. NBA probably is never going to allow that. These big, massive sports are probably not going to allow an every other year. It's just leaving money on the table. It would be awesome if they did an every other year rotating cycle of who's putting the game out. One year it's 2K, the next year it's EA. And so the companies have 2-year cycles that they can get on, but the leagues are still getting there every other year. We're getting our games mixed up. If you really like the NCAA game, you can stay on that for a 2-year cycle. If you really like the 2K game, you can stay on that for a 2-year cycle. I just don't know that we're ever going to see anything like that. And part of me is thinking, though, that that's not why this game is delayed. This game is being delayed because of money and what schools are going to be in, what schools are going to be out, how are you going to pay these players. I don't know why this article's over here wanting us to eat avocados, I guess. Now I want an avocado, but what do you think? I think that this is going to continue to get uglier and uglier. Maybe someone steps in and figures out how to keep this from happening. I don't see it happening. I see this just getting uglier, and EA is going to have to end up pivoting, and I don't know if they're going to be able to pivot the way that everybody would hope that they would pivot. What's up, JJ? What's up, Bill? Good morning, guys. Yeah, I know, right, Pootie? Now I see avocados. I want an avocado. Bill, how's the baby boy? JJ, I haven't been streaming as much, so I haven't got to see you the whole time, man, but you got to come talk to us in Discord, JJ. We want to see you, bro. And it seems like a lot of our PlayStation friends have given up a little bit on Warzone, which is unfortunate because the game had a ton of potential. All right, let's talk Madden 24 really quick. The closed beta is back open. It seemed like they got a lot of the feedback that they were looking for. They closed it. They did say don't delete it, even though a few of us did delete it. I did not. I kept mine. And they put an update out. They didn't say, at least I don't think that they said, oh yeah, they did have some patch notes in here. Let's see if we can get some patch notes really quick. Play now, head to head. Oh no, this is the old one. Did I pull up the wrong one? No, it's July 13th, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is from the other day. This isn't true, though. Franchise is not in the closed beta. They took that out. So it looks like they updated some playbooks. And it doesn't really seem like they put out exactly what they updated. But there were some thoughts that we definitely were sharing back and forth as we talked about the closed beta. If you haven't played it, if you still have it, if you still have your code, I think they re-emailed you the exact code that you had so you can re-download it. If you still had it, it will just do a quick update. I think mine took 3 or 4 minutes, whatever it was, get you right back in the game. There is the play now function. Maniac and I jumped in the other day, and the game does feel good. Does not feel like they made major changes from the first beta to the second beta, which is a good thing. I'm not seeing those massive sweeping changes that we know we all kind of gripe about whenever they happen, in the game's past. Now, will they hold on from beta to actual release of the product? I don't know. It seems like they don't like to seem to do that for whatever reason. They are making a game for the masses. I just wish that they would tag the different types of modes that you can play: simulation, competition, arcade, with the different types of settings. because I think a lot of us agree the beta feels really, really good. It's hard to pass in the middle of the field. It should be hard to pass in the middle of the field. There are rushing lanes, or blocking seems to be improved. Zone coverage, some say it's been improved. I'm not noticing massive differences. Man coverage seems to be down a little bit, but you still have moments if you have a really good team where you're going to see the tight coverage. You still get pressure. There's also times where you have time to step up in the pocket. That is not what we've seen last Madden. I feel like last Madden we regressed. You couldn't step up in the pocket very often without the animations kicking in. You kind of have to keep floating back, and that's just not realistic. Quarterbacks who succeed in the NFL are able to step up in the pocket, and we're just not seeing a lot of that in Madden 23. Now, Madden 24, though, it seems like you could step up in the pocket, but there was also the pressure from time to time. So it seemed like a really nice balance. One of the big things that I love that they have done is they're giving us more control as a commissioner. There's a whole, you can now control regression, you can turn off momentum, you can turn off abilities. You have a lot more of the micro control over your CFM than you would have before. And one of the things that keep getting brought up in our chat is around, are we going to turn momentum off? And that is up in the air. We still have, it is the longest Madden beta ever, which is a good thing, right? At least they're letting us play the game and give some feedback, hopefully improve the game the way that we want it today. I've not had my coffee today. Clearly, you can tell I am off my game. Got to put a little more effort into getting these there. But I got a lot to go today. I got to get a workout in early this morning, shower, get the stream up, got a haircut to go to. I got work to do. Yeah, who wants to hear my day? Anyway, back to Madden 24. Momentum. Momentum seems tuned. I have not read anywhere that they have tuned momentum. I have not read anywhere where they have said that momentum has been turned down, but it does feel like momentum is more balanced, and it doesn't have that sweeping effect back and forth. It doesn't have the massive effect on the game. It has some, which is a good thing. I think we want to see some type of momentum effect, especially for having those home field advantages. But it is much better. And if you still don't like it, you still have the ability to turn it off. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get into the Madden 24 cycle. We're going to play, a couple of days, maybe a week with it on, turn it off for a week. We got to let the roster updates happen. We got time to have time to create our imports, let everybody purchase the game, get back in it, and get going. Which brings me to my last point about Madden 24. I keep getting DMs about how do you get your 50% off code, and the question still is out there. I don't know. You can get it with the beta. There is a QR code on there, but what it's going to give you 50% off is their $100 version. So the ultimate version, I think it's Ultimate Team, comes with a bunch of coins, maybe cards. I don't know. I don't play Ultimate Team, so I don't really care. But if you want and you normally get that $100 version, that QR code is in the beta. You can click it. It'll automatically give it to you. I went back and read some of the emails that talked about giving us the 50% off, and it did say that we would get an email telling us how to access our 50% off. My hope is, and this is a terrible hope, but it is my hope, is that they were just trying to put the QR code out there in the beta to steal some extra upgrades of people thinking this is my 50% off code. This is how I'm going to get my 50% off. But remember, the beta did go out free codes to everyone. So that 50% off was for everyone who played the beta. I think they were just trying to maybe trick people into upgrading their $100 version. Think of that as you want. It is a business. This is what corporate America does. Your Walmarts, your dollar stores, your Starbucks, whatever. They all are out to make a dollar. It is what it is. It is part of being in the world that we live in and consumers that we are. I am still hoping that we will get an email for the regular version, though, that will go ahead and give us the 50% off that we need for the regular version. All right, last thing before we kick off our fundraisers and get out of here, where are the shooters? Pootie T and I talk about this all the time, and there are no good shooters that have come out anytime recent. Where are the good games? I do hope that now that PlayStation 5, Xbox One, the new generation of consoles have been out for, has it been 3 years now? I want to say it's been 2 years, but maybe it's been 3 years or going on 3 years this winter. Where are all these new games? And I'm hoping that we've been in this cycle long enough. We're going to start to see the new technology being taken advantage of. It seems like more and more games are now going cross-platform, which is a great thing. More and more games are getting away from making both games for the old consoles and for the new consoles. And so we're getting to that point where the corporations, the organizations, the studios are turning the corner and starting to think about what new games need to be developed. And Pootie T and I were talking about this the other day, that we're still playing an extremely old game. I don't know if Pootie T put it in here in the chat, but I think PUBG has been out on consoles for 7 years, maybe 8 or 9. It's pushing a very long time. It is probably the oldest game that I have ever played in my entire gaming life. And it's just because everything else falls way short of the mark. They failed to deliver, or they deliver a product that isn't ready, going back to 5 years on PlayStation, 6 years on Xbox. But going back to what a lot of our gripes are, whether it's about 2K games, EA games, shooter games, they all seem to get delivered half working and half finished, and in a constant kind of beta phase where they're constantly having to update, tweak, fix, and then they break something else. And they never seem to have the time, for whatever the reason, to finish these games before they deliver them. And I think that has hindered the amount of games that we've had. And there's nothing even sort of on the horizon. There's been a few things that have come out recently. They all kind of fall short. None of them really hit the mark of what we're looking for, of either that next experience, which I'm ready for. I know my guy Pootie T is not ready for that next experience. I still love Battle Royales, but I just feel like we've seen it all. We've seen all that they can do. Now, what we're starting to see is some of these big-time influencers, streamers, grouping together. Dr. Disrespect is making his own game. Now, we're probably years from launch from that game. There's a project called Project V that's out there, which is a group of 5 different streamers who have gotten together. I know Shroud is creating his own shooter game. I know the guy who originally created PUBG is now creating his kind of own experience. It won't be a battle royale. It's going to be kind of an open world situation. But we are desperately waiting for a brand new experience, something different. I love PUBG. It will be a cult classic. It will be a game that we probably play for a very long time, but I am so ready for something new. New experiences, new graphics, new movement. Give me a new experience that's ever changing, and I feel like we're just not there yet. So Pootie T keeps his ears to the ground pretty well about shooters. I'm going to try to make it a part of my workflow and find time to keep my ear to the ground about things as well, so that when we do GrownFolks Live, we have more things to talk about. But sports is in the air. This is the worst time. July is the worst time for sports. Baseball is all you got. It goes on all-star break, so you get a bit of a break. You got Summer League basketball, which is what it is. Nothing else is here. But we are 5 days from NFL rookies being able to start reporting, at least here at the Saints. I think it's going to rotate over the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days for every NFL team. In 2 weeks, the veterans are going to report, and then we got NFL training camp. Next week is going to be SEC media days. I know like the Big Ten, I think, have already done their media days. The OMFL, we're doing our media days starting next week as well. I walked outside, Pootie T, and it is not 200% humidity outside. It actually feels fairly decent, which was nice. It's not here yet, but it's a bit of a tease that football is in the air. It is on its way, and I cannot wait for football to get here. So sports is right around the corner. Our favorite sport, at least most of our favorite sport, basketball is right around, football is right around the corner. Hockey, I think, is going to start up in not too many months. Basketball is going to be here before we know it. We're going to get to the major league playoffs. That's the best time in sports, is when the fall gets here. I cannot wait for it to get here. All right, let's talk Fundraiser. This is not going to pull up. I was hoping that you guys could be able to see this, but you're not going to be able to see this. I am going to be able to see it. But we're kicking off our fundraiser. I'll go ahead and cut this part out. Thank you, everyone. Last year, we had such a great turnout for our fundraiser, and I appreciate all of our new friends from the Xbox side that have come joined us, from Evolve, my guy Langle. I feel like I'm always messing his last name up. My guy Brian. All right, Brian and Susan are my people. They have had a hell of a 2 years, and I get to message him from time to time. Brian, I miss you. I miss your group, man. I miss seeing you guys. Cannot wait for things to turn the corner and you get more back involved with us and get you back on the show, too. I love being able to talk sports and gaming and everything with Brian, especially with how different Evolve is. Evolve just does some really different, neat stuff, and I'm so just blessed that they're part of our community. Over the last 5-6 years, we have stepped out of being the OMFL and stepped into growing the GrownFolks community. Pootie T was the first group that came and joined us and has just sort of evolved and grown from there. Now, last 2 cycles, we've had a bit of a step back. We've had communities either decide to not keep playing Madden or decide to kind of go do their own thing. And we've also noticed that the investment, the reason that we did the fundraiser, which was for the website hosting, for the website templates that we use, for the video production, for the stream production, for the awards in the OMFL, for the t-shirt giveaways, for the game giveaways, for all the things that we would try to do, those costs were adding up. And even though we had such a great turnout the last 2 years for the fundraiser, those funds would get drained almost within, by the end of August. By the time we did everything that we needed to do for the website, for the hosting, for everything that we do on that side, and then do a couple of giveaways, we were just hanging on. And it always ended up being that, I would toss in the money that we would need to kind of finish out that cycle, and we'd start that thing back up again in July. What we've decided and what I've decided after really thinking through, how do we take this thing to the next step? How do we really adjust with the times, move with the times? And that really came to, let's do away with the website. It was really only being used by Pootie T and I. None of the other leagues, I think mainly because the way Madden has been the last couple of cycles, we're creating tons of content. Now, the OMFL was using the forums a lot. The Deuce was using the forums a lot. But outside of those 2 leagues, no one was really using the forums. Discord has continued to grow and expand. They give us a forum option now that is all within the app. And I'm constantly thinking about simplicity. And the fact is that, as you guys have already stated about corporations, we've become a lazy people, and we don't want to, we do everything on our phones. We don't want to go to a computer and get on a website or pull up our Safari or Chrome on our phone. We don't want to go to a separate page or separate thing. We want everything easy to find in one place. And so moving everything away from the website, doing away from the website, away from the forums, away from the content, moving everything over to Discord, and just giving direct links for people to come join Discord with a better next step of how to find their community that they're looking for. It's just the move for us. It's going to save a couple of $100, probably upwards of $400-500 on just money that we don't have to spend for hosting, which was, I think, close to $200 or $300. The website templates, which were, almost $100. There's about $100 that went into the forum. So that money adds up pretty quickly. And moving everything to Discord allows that money now to be used for giveaways. We can do more merch giveaways, t-shirt giveaways, game giveaways, season pass giveaways. And that is going to be the main driving force. We still have a little bit of a cost. We're now buying like the full pro versions of bots that work within our Discord, so we have access to the tools that we need. One of my members in the OMFL, shout out to my guy Bill who's in here, he's already helped us purchase that. There are going to be some other things. I know Pootie T is working on a special project, which will be an external page for the PUBG group. Speaking of which, Pootie, when we get to a place where we're ready for that, let me know, because I have a connection that may be able to host us for either free or cheap. So hit me up, and we'll kind of figure that out once we get to a place where we're ready for that. Or maybe we can even integrate that into Discord some way, somehow, again, which would be great. And then I think one of the bigger things is that we're going to move, sadly, and I do mean this sadly, because I wouldn't know Pootie T have it not been for Daddy Leagues. I have been a massive Daddy League supporter. I love Pappy. He is my guy. But it is about 10 steps behind other applications that are out there. And I just unfortunately don't see a change coming for Daddy Leagues anytime soon. And if the change ever does come, I will gladly rotate right back. But one of the big changes is that we will be moving to Neon Sports as our communities, the Deuce and the OMFL, and I'll be offering it to the other leagues as well. Or if you want to stay with Daddy Leagues, I'll offer to go Daddy Leagues as well. But any league that donates at least $100 towards the fundraiser, you will have your league page purchased for you. Actually, I think I can lower that down just a little bit now that I'm thinking about it, because we get those much cheaper. So we're going to go with $50. Every league that hits $50, you're going to have your league page already purchased for you. Again, Pootie T's working on a special project that he is purchasing for the community himself. And then finally, we've took a couple of different tiers. I wanted to figure out a way to give rewards to those who are able to give. So if you're able to give $10 to $20, actually it's 19, so $10 to $19, you're going to get entered into every giveaway that we have for that year one time. We'll have some other ways that you can enter, but you'll have to do those manually by doing some things. You will automatically be entered into every giveaway one time from August to the following July. You will have the option to have one custom graphic created by me. You just have to hit me up. There's a graphic chat in here. You just simply have to ask for, tell me what you need, ask for the thing that you need. Whether it's a thumbnail, a profile photo, whatever it is that you need, you'll have one custom graphic created. I will offer one game to be commentated if it's a night of shooters, if it is some type of bowl game or playoff game or regular game that you want commentated. We'll do the full production with commentary. You'll get that as well. And then finally, one custom sticker from our merch store. And if you're in the PUBG, you get a second custom sticker that comes straight from Pootie T. In the tier for $20 up to $29, it's going to put you in the All Pro. So that was the All Star. That'll put you in the All Pro win. For All Pro, you're going to get entered into every giveaway twice. So automatically entered 2 different times into every giveaway that we do. There'll be, again, some ways that you can manually enter. One custom graphic created, one game with commentary, 2 custom stickers of your choice. If you're in the PUBG group, you get 2 more custom stickers. We just have to hit up Pootie T. I don't know why I can't talk all of a sudden, but I can't. We have to hit up Pootie T. He will make sure that he gets those over to you. The next tier up is going to be $30 to $100, and that's our Hall of Fame tier. If you're in the Hall of Fame tier, you're going to get entered into every giveaway 3 different times automatically. There'll be manual ways that you can enter, but you will automatically be placed into those 3 different times. One custom video created. I did one of those for Pootie T recently for the PUBG group. So if you want a custom intro, a custom outro, if you want a custom promo, if you want a highlight video, we will do one custom video for you. There'll be one custom graphic created for you. You will have access to our stream overlays that I have. And so if you're getting into streaming the way that I stream, we can get you some custom overlays, or we'll help create something for you. One game with commentary, 3 custom stickers, and then if you're in the PUBG group, you will get 3 more custom stickers. And then finally, we do have members who have access to expendable funds, and they bless us with this. And so I wanted to create a financial tier to award people who are able to give $100. Bro, what did I do? I hit the button. This is what happens when you're a Cajun and you talk with your hands and they put this stupid button right here. Granted, it's nice to have access to a quick button that you can just touch, but when you're talking with your freaking JJ, that hurt. That felt personal. Anyway, I bumped my button talking with my hands. Anyway, platinum rewards were anyone who gave $100 or more, because we have people who are able to give that. They give it. I wanted to create something that would reward them for that. I'm really blessed that we have people who do that here, and it's a lot of guys from the OMFL who help carry that. I see you. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you. You help us. And so I want to create something that really rewards those guys. And so for those people, you get entered into every giveaway with 4 different entries. There will be manual entries. As with all of our giveaways, there will be manual ways to enter those. So even if you don't or not able to donate here, you are still able to jump into all of our giveaways just for being part of our community. You're entered into the game giveaways automatically one time. Everyone will have a chance to enter game giveaways manually, but if you're a platinum member, you'll automatically get entered into those one time. You get a t-shirt of your choice from our merch store. Pick your colors, your style, your logo, whatever it is that you want on your t-shirt. If you don't want a t-shirt, we have cups. There's all kinds of stuff on there that you can get. Phone cases. If you want it, it's probably going to be on there. I think they even have hats now. You'll get 2 custom videos if you need them, want them, 2 custom graphics, access to our stream overlays, 2 games with commentary, 4 custom stickers off of the merch store, plus PUBG will send you 4 extra stickers. I don't know where Pootie T's getting all these stickers. I think he's running an underground black market sticker ring. Just keep an eye on that guy. But if you're part of the platinum group that is in here, you can find all of this information in the GrownFolks fundraiser chat. You can see it in there. Plus, you can see a link to actually help us with our donations. After this stream this afternoon, I will rip this video. I'll cut out this portion. I'll create a second video, and I'll start blasting it out everywhere to let everyone know our fundraiser is rolling. We drained ourselves way past zero this past cycle. I had to pitch in a couple of different times. It's just because of inflation. Everything has almost doubled in price, as we all know, whether it's the grocery store, or whether it's an online league that you're running, everything continues to grow in price. And so we definitely need the help. And the way that I've approached this with the help of Pootie T and others is that we have a lower overhead of what it costs to kind of create the things that we've created. Now, there is still one big cost that comes with it. I will be totally honest. I try to carry as much of it as I can. There is a yearly service that I sign up for that helps me produce our videos, our streaming content, custom graphics, all of these things. A lot of I have purchased, but some of it I do use the league funds when they're there to purchase, and that purchase is about $400 a year. I think it might be $350. I need to go look exactly to see what it is, but it is access to all the templates, all the videos, all the graphics, all the things that I use. I do not have that skill set to create those from scratch. We use templates and I customize them to fit exactly what we need. So all the stuff that you even see here on my stream is either been made by me or a custom template that we've used to create here. Outside of that, all of the funds are going to be able to go to season passes. I want to do some game giveaways. We're going to get our hands on more t-shirts and hats. Like, we want to do more merch giveaways. I want to do more random things right here on GrownFolks Live, or, some PUBG competitions or some Madden competitions with crossplay being introduced. We can maybe do some holiday kind of tournaments with some type of giveaways, and it takes funds to do that. So whatever comes in will be used for the community. I have a separate PayPal. It's my personal PayPal, but I don't use PayPal for anything. That's where league money goes. So for those of you who ask, do you have Venmo? Do you have, some kind of banking app or money app or any? I really try to stick to PayPal. This is not paying my bills. I am not purchasing things for my personal use. I'm not getting massages with this money. I try to keep it in that account so it just gets used for that. I can do Venmo. It makes it a little bit more complicated for those who don't have PUBG. But if you need the Venmo option, I can do that. Anyway, guys, I'm humbled by this. I love you. I appreciate you. This is something that I do because of the relationships, because of the space that I know it creates for some people. And it's something that takes a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of time, and it's worth investing that time, energy, and effort because we're creating these spaces for you. I gotta go get a haircut because this mop of mine is way out of control. Thank you for those of you who helped pitch in for our fundraiser. And even if you can, even if you're not in that space, I appreciate you still. Thank you for being a part of this community. I really think that this next year is going to be a year of growth for the Grown Folks. I think we're really stepping up all the things that we do, and I'm excited to see what happens, not only in Madden, but with some of the ideas that Pootie T has for just making sure I don't reset this thing again. Making the things he has planned for PUBG and any new games that we have come out. So thanks again. I love you. I appreciate you. Happy Friday. Enjoy your Friday. And I'm going to try to start streaming more. It just feels like PUBG is not the funnest thing in the world to watch. I get like 2 viewers when I do PUBG. So I'm waiting for Madden to come back. But anyway, we'll figure it out. Peace. Love you.
Smash that like and subscribe.